advancements in artificial intelligence leading to more layoffs as companies leverage AI for productivity gains. Joining us right now with more on the future of work and workplace trends, Edith Cooper, co-founder of Medley. She is on the boards of Amazon and PepsiCo, as well as the former head of human capital at Goldman Sachs. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what do you think? We all sort of debate whether AI is coming for our job or not, and which jobs are coming and all of that. Where do you land?
AI is here. AI will continue to impact your jobs, my work, and the society and communities that we live in. And what's most important is to really take the time and be intentional and understand the power of the tools, but also the implications when the tools are not monitored appropriately.
But is your view that the productivity gains, you know, some people say this is going to make us superhuman. It's going to make us more productive, and that's great. The question is, if it is an augmented tool to us as humans, fabulous. If it's a replacement for us, less fabulous.
Yeah, I am not a believer. In fact, I feel very strongly that AI and generative AI will make human more important. In the workplace, I believe, and we have seen at Medley, which is a group coaching platform that works with companies who are investing in their people, that the skills of judgment, of listening, of dialogue are going to be more important. Skills that are not going to be as prevalent are data gathering, right. Doing spreadsheets and, generating analysis that, quite frankly, can be done more accurately and efficiently with technology
tools. For you. So, and you lived inside Goldman Sachs for a very long time, a place with an apprenticeship culture, and that was a culture that created, actually, from young people coming out of college or business school up to managing directors and partners, right? And part of that whole thing was about creating the judgment that you talk about. And part of that came from ostensibly, staying up all night and working on the deck and understanding every last number in the spreadsheet and knowing that, that one cell,
programming the spreadsheet, all of that.
That one cell was actually wrong, and actually because of that one cell in the formula, the whole thing is actually wrong. Okay. If all of that part of it goes away, if you can't know what's actually happening inside the system, can you ever be able to train and learn and have that apprenticeship culture to get that judgment that is ultimately going to be the most important aspect of what you're talking about?
I think when you consider and look at the output of AI, you're going to have the ability to continue to drill down. So it's going to give you an answer. It's going to give you a suggestion, but you're going to have to be able to look at all of those numbers and say, wait a minute, that one does not really jive with my instincts. Right. Going back to what I said before, judgment and instincts are going to be of higher value. And I question, actually, whether doing the spreadsheet is the most critical thing in that judgment. I would suggest that the mentorship culture in any strong organization really comes from sitting down with your manager or your leader and discussing it and determining what are the data points that don't make sense from a judgment.
Why couldn't the judgment of the AI model 20 years from today be better than the judgment of a human?
How? I'm sorry.
That's the point of the singularity, I think, is when you get to a point where these things are so powerful, these machines are so powerful, why wouldn't actual judgment, if we do get to a sentient machine, why couldn't human judgment is faulty, and it's based on experiences and input and everything you've learned. If a machine knows 1 billion times more than the most advanced human, why couldn't the actual judgment be superior?
I don't think a machine is going to have
20 years from now.
20 years from now, what is the human being going to be? What is the thinking of a human being?
I don't think we know that. I think if the machines eventually could supersede human content, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, and that is really the point, right? We don't know. And so therefore, what's critically important is that we get on top of it, and we really do the work to understand the implications
before they get rid of us.
What is your take on these issues around bias in AI?
Oh, I think it's very important. And I think that, AI has to be responsible. I mean, let's take an example. If you were to look and use historical data to predict who would be the right, managing director or even starting out analyst at any organization, entry-level position, quite frankly, what the data might tell you is that you had to go to one of 5 schools, you had to be of one demographic, you had to present yourself in a certain way, and quite frankly, that's based upon history. That has biases worked into it. And so I think it's critically important, again, to be responsible with the tools. It goes back to the question that you asked before, like, are we just going to get rid of people and judgment? This is an example of where it would be dangerous to do so.